Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and I just opened this up. I'm checking it out for the first time. This is the PMP KODIAK, and wow. This thing is absolutely insane, and I'm here for it. I'm loving it. So we have a gigantically thick, almost spear point. It's a drop point blade, almost shovel-like M390 blade. We'll talk about the M390 here in 1 second. Then we have a titanium frame lock with this gorgeous frag pattern. You guys know I'm a bit of a titanium whore, so you guys know I love this stuff. This is right up my alley. And then look at that back spacer. Oh my goodness. Look at that back spacer. My goodness, this backspacer probably weighs as much as most knives. Is there milling in this? Yeah, there's lots of milling on the inside. So to be honest, you know, considering the size and everything, this thing doesn't weigh. I mean, it's obviously a brick, but I mean, it could totally be a lot worse. You know, if these slits weren't here and then there wasn't milling on the inside, this thing would probably be, you know, another, I don't even know, a lot more heavy. Because the frag pattern even brings down the weight. Look at all this hardware, man. This thing is machined tight, tough. Let's check out the stop pin. Oh yeah, we got a nice big stop pin. Let's hear the lock up. Oh yeah, slow. Oh yeah, that's a nice lock up. Very robust. Oh yeah, rock solid. I'm not touching the lock. I'm just checking the lock to make sure it's locking up. Let's check out this action. So the thumb stud is actually really big. So, and it has a solid detent, but because the thumb stud is so big, you have a platform to kind of, you know, to launch off from. This thing flicks really good. Like, wow. I mean, it kicks because the blade is so heavy and you have so much of a platform there to drill it out, and then it locks up so tight, man. Yeah, this thing's awesome. Then we have a reverse flick. Let's try that. Really good as well. The ergonomics are, oh my goodness, good. You wouldn't think looking at it, because all the frag and everything, that it'd be so ergonomic, but man, I could go to town with this thing. Like, it's very, very comfortable. Like, you just looking at this thing, you would look at it like there's no way. But no, man, this thing, it feels like I'm holding onto a fixed blade. I feel like I could chop with this thing, like I could chop down a tree. I mean, maybe not a tree, but I could definitely chop some stuff. Yeah, very ergonomic. You can get up nice and tight to that edge. Let's check out the plunge grind. Plunge grind and sharpening choil is pretty good. They gave you a couple sharpenings, not the best, but they gave you a couple. The thing is this is a 5mm thick blade. So being a 5mm thick, and I know that because the card says it right here, being a 5mm thick blade, it's impossible to get down to a super thin edge, right? It's good enough to where you know it's gonna cut good. I can feel that it'll cut good, you know, but it's still thick, it's still robust. So when you sharpen this, if you try to drop a low angle on this, it's gonna eat that, you know, it'll be a big bevel basically. So depending on your edge angle will depend on how many sharpenings you get out of that. But you have the potential to get a couple good sharpenings before you ever hit the plunge grind. So I imagine their edge angle is pretty high on this, considering, you know, it's not massive. Good access to the lock bar. Stupid smooth on the drop. Basically a guillotine. It's definitely a finger chopper. But yeah, the build quality, man, this thing is on point. So I do have a couple little things that are poking out to me that are possibly negatives that we're gonna go over here in 1 second, but I do gotta say, man, badassery is definitely a 10 on this thing. It is absolutely a monster, right? And if you're the guy who walks into the office and pulls this thing out of your pocket, yeah, you've got some screws loose. And we just did the video 5 crazy knives that only crazy people carry. And yeah, if you carry this on an everyday, I'm talking about everyday carry. Like if this is your everyday carry, this is what you carry to the office or wherever you work or whatever you do, and this is your main knife to carry, you've definitely got something wrong, you know? You've definitely got some issues. These are definitely the kind of unboxings I love. I love doing these on camera, you know, just like first impressions right away. I just took this out, so this isn't something that I've been sitting here playing with or anything. And I love doing that. I love getting to experience this with you guys. You know, I don't always want to do that because I like to bring a lot of information to the video, you know, and really thoroughly look it over, because I feel like I miss things sometimes when I open it up on, obviously I'm gonna miss some things, right? I'm opening it up on camera, so if I see something in 10 minutes, it's not gonna be on camera. But I really enjoy getting to unbox things like this, because this thing is just nuts. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, it's part of the Beast series, for Christ's sake. It's part of the Beast series, so of course it is. Let's talk about some things that are standing out, right? One thing, this clip, it's so not deep. It's such a not deep carry clip. Look at how you got a lot sticking out of your pocket. However, that's going to give you a lot to grip onto to pull it in and out, especially with a knife that's so heavy, right? It's on top of frag pattern. We know that the frag pattern, you're going to feel that going in and out of the pocket. It just is what it is. I wish the cutout was on the inside. That could possibly reduce that a little bit. You know, because you already have the frag. You'd hate to have that too. But, you know, I'm happy it has a clip. I'm happy it has a clip. It looks like a girthy, big, thick, wide clip that'll hold the knife just fine. But, you know, I prefer smooth clips in and out of the pocket, and I doubt this will be that. But also, I wouldn't want it without the clip. So, take that how you want. The next little thing that I could think of is actually about the steel. And I don't want to go too deep into the weeds on this one. This is kind of a fun video, and I'm loving this thing. So, but their steel, their M390 is a little bit on the softer side. Now I know their argument would be, well, it's because they're trying to keep the toughness up, right? Because, and to some extent, with a hard use knife, that is a good argument. Excuse me. Because if you were doing like really hard use stuff with this, you'd probably prefer to be a little bit on the softer side rather than the higher side, right? You could possibly have chipping and stuff like that. However, to me, it's just use a different steel, right? Just use a different steel. Don't use M390 then, because M390's potential and its greatness comes out. Now, of course, it's still going to have its stainless properties, which is really, really good, like insane stainless capabilities. So, you know, it's going to have that, but it's not a tough steel by nature, right? It's tough enough. And, you know, at high HRCs, it has incredible edge retention, incredible wear resistance. Now, in order to do that, the companies do have to machine that steel, so the price goes up because it takes more tooling, more belts, more everything to deal with that steel, with that high of HRC, and with its wear resistance. So when it's softer, it's much easier for them to grind and do everything too, but it is tougher too. So personally, for me, I would say, you know, instead of doing that, just do a different steel, crew wear or something. I don't know. Anyways, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and go too crazy into the weeds about steels, but I do think it's on the softer side. However, like I said, I still think this thing's awesome. It's still badass. And, you know, you're still a lunatic if you carry it. And you know, and I'm... and I'm probably the kind of guy that'd be your friend. Anyways, I'm obviously goofing, but this is awesome, man. Yeah, this is really cool. And again, I'm here for it. I'm loving it. So work hard, stay tough. You guys know society's relying on you. Until next time, peace.